I'd like to say the kesher between Pashas Achei and Pashas Kedoshim. We read it together this week, etc. What has the kesher or Pashas Achei to do with Pashas Kedoshim? Yudua. There's once a story of Rabbi Levine. He once came to Levaya, and in the middle of the Levaya, a Yid went to a flower store, and he bought a plant. In the middle of the Levaya, came up with a plant, and carried on walking with all the people there. We looked at him. In the middle of the Levaya, you go and buy a plant, like buying flowers. Where are you taking the plant to? After the Levaya, I asked him, tell me, yesterday in the funeral of this and this Yid, you bought a plant. Why did you buy the plant? He told me, I want to tell you something. The day before, I was in the hospital because this guy was ill. He was very ill. And the hospital said the guy was so ill that to burn all his clothes in order there shouldn't be any chaytakim, any germs. And what do they do with the tefillin? They wanted to burn the tefillin. I said, listen, I'll take the tefillin and I'll put it into the earth. I'll bury it. How can I bury the tefillin? He had little tefillin. He bought a plant and he had to be in hospital by a certain date, by a certain time, let's say 12 o'clock. Now it was already 11:30. I went to the funeral of this and this person, but had to rush back to the hospital to bring the plant before 12 o'clock. If I bring the plant by 12 o'clock, I take the tefillin, I put the tefillin in the plant. If I don't bring the plant by 12 o'clock, they'll burn the tefillin. So I had to go in the middle of the funeral to buy a plant. When Aryeh Levine heard this, he said, that's the Indian of being what's written in the Pashut HaShavua. B'tzedek tishvo et am yisecha, Rashi says, Havedon es chavecha lekaf schus. When we see Havedon es chavecha lekaf schus, what does that mean? You see a friend doing something. Why is he doing it? What's the reason he's doing it? How do we think about lekaf schus? Maybe he didn't mean it. Whatever it does, we have done the other person lekaf schus. The Arizal brings down when a person starts davening every day, he should say, Hareini mekabel el atzmi v'ahavte l'recha kamoicho. The Ramban brings down v'ahavte l'recha kamoicho means, let's say a person works in real estate and he's got a chokhmah and he knows how to buy and to sell and when to buy and when to sell and how to gain money. He has a chokhmah. Ramban brings down in this Pashut HaShavua, Kdoshim, that if a person tells the Chokhmah to the other person, but he doesn't tell him 100% of the Chokhmah, only 90%, 95%, but some things, not everything he doesn't tell to the other person, he's not Mekayim v'ahavte l'recha kamoicho. In order to be Mekayim v'ahavte l'recha kamoicho, that the other person has to be 100%, my friend, like it's me. Like it's me. For example, brings down a story. Someone takes a hammer, wants to put the nail in the wall. He has to hold the nail, and he takes the hammer and he hits it to put it in. So for some reason, instead of hitting the nail once, he hit his finger. It hurt him very lot. It's very, very painful. What will he do? He'll take the hammer now with his right hand and hit the left hand? Or they take a hammer with the left hand and hit the right hand? It's all one body. It's all one goof. Am Yisrael is all one. We also have to be completely one. The left hand, the right hand, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda. It's all one. We have to be united together. We all have to be one. United in one together. Not that I like Shimon, I like Reuven, I like Levi, and not in Ganzen, not completely. If we like the other person completely, then there's no kina, there's no sinner, and we don't think about to make him fall down. It's completely together united. When the Kohen Gadol goes in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, B'Yom Kippurim, when the whole of Am Yisrael is in the Azorah, and they hear the Shema Mefoirosh, Yoitze Mipi Kohen Gadol, V'chol ha'om oimdim, u'mishtachavim, v'noiflim al paneim, and they say, Boch Shem Kavod Malchusoi, and they go down, and it's written, each one has Dalet Abbas, between each one in order not to hear, Chotosi, Ovisi, Pashati HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I didn't mean it, I didn't want to do the Aveira, I've got charota what I did, please HaKadosh Baruch Hu, be moichel me. And the Kohen Gadol goes inside when everyone is mitzvah on the floor. Everyone says vidui. Everyone's going down. Everyone has charoto. And everyone zicha has the machshova of v'ahavta l'recha kamoicha. We all have the machshova on Yom Kippur. There's no solim on Yom Kippur. On Yom Kippur, we're all friends together. That's how it has to be. Not only on Yom Kippur. Kach has to be all year round. All year round, we go with the machshava and the thought, ish echod, ubelev echod, that we love Reuven and Shimon and the neighbor and him and the guy down the road and the guy in the shul and the guy I met this morning. We're all together. We're all one. We're all united with the same machshava toivo and machshava tohiro, ish echod, ubelev echod. Just like Kabbalah Satorah. That's what the machshava was with the Kohen. When the Kohen Gadol went in the Kodesh HaKadoshim B'Yom Kippurim, with such a ahava, with such a simcha, with such a ishtoikus, to be joined to the Shechina Doisho, Ki B'Yom Hazeh Yachab Aleichem. That's the day we are going in, taking our, like a person takes a shmata full of ink, puts it in the water, the ink goes off, comes out the white beged, comes out the white shirt. He put it in, took it out. Person goes in the mikveh, goes in, comes up pure, toy, kodesh, kadoshim, kedusha, tara, simcha, siyata lishmaya. That's Yom Kippurim. Ki b'yom hazeh yachap aleichem, v'no sa'aron es kol avoinu isom, es kol avoinu is of Yaakov Ishtam, of Yaakov Avinu, of Ishtam, of Am Yisrael, and he puts it in the Al Shnei Seirim, So'er la Hashem, v'So'er la Azozel. That's Am Yisrael. That's the Kedusha. That's the Torah. That's what the Arizal brings down, and the Yonis Irish brings down. When a person starts davening every day, he says, Hareini mekabel el atzmi, v'ahavta l'recha kamoicha. What does that mean? What do you mean? What's it? V'ahavta l'recha kamoicha got to do with ma toiv olecha Yaakov. What's it got to do with it? It's got to do with it because it's tefillah. Because Yuchas mekabel my tefillah, which I'm davening for refuah, for geula, for Yeshua, for kapora, for anything which we daven on the world. We want to take our tefillahs in. Have in mind the other person also. Be moichel the other person. The other person didn't mean it. Ish echod, ubelev echod, just like Yom Kippurim. I want to tell you a story. In the time of the Rambam, a Yid came to shul, and he said, I'm not saying Achrei shachatol lefanecha, which I did Retzach, and I did Avodah Zorah, and I did this Aveira, and Gneva. I'm a tzaddik. I never steal. I never do nothing. The Rambam says, what are you talking about? In Gneva, there's Gneva Zman. There's going of das habriois. The person does something, he thinks he's a tzaddik, and he's going of the other person also. Each Aveira, it's got chalokim and chalokim and chalokim. When a person does tshuva, he does tshuva on everything, even this Gilgul, the last Gilgul, what happened last time, what happened 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago. Am Yisrael is all one nation. We're like brothers and sisters together. When we daven every day with a heilige machshava, with machshava tohira, of ish echod, of belev echod, of kedusha and tara, to be moichel the other person, to have the person in mind, I'm moichel him. Hayom Oichelim, Amoichel you also. That's Yom HaKippurim. Yom HaKippurim, כי ביום הזה יחפה עליכם יעקב אבינו, כי ביום הזה יעקב אשתם יושב ויולים. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael is the holy nation. We are all together, we're Achdus, ubesimcha, that Ani Hashem Roifecha, Chodesh Iyah. We are coming onto Lag BaOmer with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, which was Moise Nevesh, with whole of Klal Yisrael in the Meira. He learned Torah, B'Kedusha, and Tahara. Why? In order to be Mechaper. Some say that Shimon, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, is Shimon, which threw Yosef into the boar. That's this form of Kdoshim. We can't understand nothing. But Shura Tachtoina, the bottom line is, how do we daven? We want our Kodesh Baruch Hu to take out tefillahs in. Think about the other person. B'tzedek tishvot hamisecha. Have we done it? Kol odom lekaf schus. You make done the other person lekaf schus. I'll be done you also lekaf schus. And the Kohen Gadol is the shliach of the whole of Klal Yisrael. He's going into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, which is Makom L'maleh Midei Chateva, and he's asking for kapora. At that time, Am Yisrael goes on the floor and says, yes, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please, we didn't mean it. We didn't mean to hurt you. We didn't mean not to say the bracha. We didn't mean to steal. We didn't mean to do this. Please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we have a Yetzer Hara. It's not our fault. Have us in mind. Be mekabel the tshuva from each of one of us all together. Ish echod belev echod. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees that we mean it. Bezat Hashem. Lav davka b'yom HaKippurim. Each day of the year, we daven with such a simcha, with such a ahava, with kaporo and siyata d'shmaya, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will zicher, put in us kedusha, tara, slicha, mechila, kapora, and we'll all be zoicha to all the brachos written in the Torah Bezat Hashem, to have the mafteach, the key of the kudo of this dosha is ish echod, belev echod, mekhavei dones kol odom lekav schutz. Then we go with this machshava, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is mashpia on us, kedusha and tara, and take our tefillahs in, and we will all be zoicha with all the brachos, and all the Yeshuas, and all the kapora Bezat Hashem, and we'll be zoicha to gula shleima mishech tzidkenu bimheiro v'yomeinu omein v'omein.